So allow me to introduce myself. I am, in fact, the world's most interesting man.
Did you get it, nigga?
Para shit bumbo. Para shit bumbo. Para shit bumbo.
Welcome to a new episode of True Be Talking. I am your host, True, and in this video, I'll be talking about my top 5 gangster films of all time. Yeah, I'm getting into some gangster shit. Yeah, I'm about to get some gangster shit. What? Oh, listen, check it out. I got my top 5 favorite gangster movies I'm gonna talk about. Also gonna talk about a few other movies that didn't make my top 5, but are still pretty good movies to watch. And I'm also gonna talk about a couple movies. Might have been a good movie, but maybe a little dumb. First of all, starting out, my number 5 top gangster movie is Goodfellas. Goodfellas is based on the true story of mobster Henry Hill, about his intro and rise in the mafia, a bunch of different things that he dealt with, all the different scams and stuff like that he was involved in, and also about him and his 2 friends, their little crew, things that they did and went through, and it's based on true events. So it's kind of a realistic, kind of gritty look at mob life back in those times. And it's a really good movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's filled with memorable lines and memorable scenes. Even if you've never seen the movie, you probably heard some of the lines from the movie. Probably even seen one of the scenes pop up in a different show. They used a lot of the cinematography from that movie in videos and stuff like that. So it's a really good film. Check that out if you haven't. My number 4 movie is Carlito's Way. Carlito's Way is the movie about a guy, Carlito, just got out of prison. He's trying to be reformed. He's trying to go legit. And this movie is basically about the pitfalls and everything he's doing and going through to try to navigate going from being gangster and selling drugs or whatever the case may be to being a legit businessman, making enough money to get out of town. Because as Smoke Business said in one of his rhymes, it's hard not to do dirt when you're hand in hand with the growers. Basically, hey man, how can I escape this life when everybody that's in my life is in this life? You feel me? So, really good movie. Same thing as most gangster movies, filled with memorable lines and scenes. Really great film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Really worth it to watch. My number 3 gangster movie of all time, Godfather 2. I really like this movie. It's a sequel, and it just continually telling the story of Michael Corleone, basically after he's taking position of godfather of the family after his father passed away. It also shows the story of his dad, of Don Corleone, how he came into power and became the godfather from the original movie. It's a 3-hour, 20-minute movie, but it's filled, like every scene has something in it. Every single scene. Like I watched it recently. Every scene is just awesome. It's got something to do with the story, or is going back in time telling the story of Don Corleone. Lots of memorable lines. It's just a really great film. I personally think Godfather 2 is the best of the 3 films. My number 2 favorite gangster movie is Hoodlum. This movie is based on actual things that happened, but the things in the movie may not have happened how it happened in real life, basically. So they kind of took real people, a real storyline, and then just added a little fictional, because I don't think they know exactly how things worked out or played out. Plus, you still want to make a good movie. So it's about Bumpy Johnson. If you don't know who Bumpy Johnson is, basically, if you've ever seen American Gangster with Denzel Washington, the guy that dies in the beginning, his boss, that's Bumpy Johnson. They also have a TV show with Forrest Whitaker as Bumpy Johnson. So Bumpy Johnson was, he's a real gangster, really did run Harlem. And Hoodlum is about how he kind of came into power as well, how he found a way to work around, the Italian mob. back in the 30s and 40s. And this is a really good film, really good movie, memorable lines, memorable scenes. Lawrence Fishburne is great in the movie. It's awesome. I really love it. I watch it pretty much anytime I can. My number one gangster film of all time. I know it may not be what most people will pick, but this is mine. State Property. I love State Property. State Property is my favorite gangster movie. It's following Beans as he tries to take over the drug scene in Philadelphia. He has this memorable line, his awesome line, "Get down or lay down." That is the mindset of Beans as he's ruthlessly taking over everything. He's anybody that's selling drugs, you're gonna either be paying him a piece or he's taking over your block. You feel me? So, really good film, low budget. It's a Rockefeller film, low budget. Questionable acting. Acting is so-so, but really good story. Even though the acting may be so-so, they executed really well. I personally like it, not just because I was a Rockefeller fan, but it's a really good movie. It has comedy, it has pretty much everything in it when it comes to a gangster film. You have hilarious scenes, eat what hand you roll up with. Like, come on, man, he shot the man in his roll-up hand. And who rolls up with one hand? But whatever. Great film, great movie. My favorite of all time. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Do yourself a favor, check out State Property. I didn't really care for the second one. I feel like it played out like a comedy, and the first one, Beans dies at the end. Like, come on, man. How you gonna do a number two when the main character dies in the first one? But whatever. So those are my top 5. A few other movies that I also like, but didn't make my top 5. First one, The Godfather. Of course, like I said, Godfather 2 is one of my top 5. But the original Godfather sets up Godfather 2. It also has a lot of information in it. It also has really good scenes, really memorable lines. It's a really good movie. To me, it played kind of a little slow, but it still has a lot in it. And if you're gonna watch Godfather 2, you definitely need to watch the original Godfather so you can get everything that's going on in the second one, because they don't go back and explain anything. They don't have time. It's a 3-hour movie. But watch the first one so you can understand the second one and understand everything that's going on, all the different moving parts and stuff like that. So another one that's really good, that didn't make my top 5, Casino. It's a pretty good movie. Another one of those long movies is Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. Pesci is a beast in this one. Like, he's also in Goodfellas, and his character in Goodfellas, a little unhinged, but because it's Joe Pesci, he's a little unhinged. But his character in Casino is a fucking madman. I think Casino is also based on real life events and things like that. And the guy that he's playing in Casino is a straight up beast. It's a great movie. Rothstein should have stayed in food and beverage. There's a lot of memorable lines in that and everything like that as well. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Another good one, Paid in Full. I really like Paid in Full. Mekhi Phifer, Cameron, Woody Harris. This is also, based on true events, based on real life and things that took place. Money Mitch, Rico. That it's a really great movie. Definitely check that out if you haven't. A lot of memorable scenes and stuff like that. Cam doing the Dougie on the camera and shit. Like, like they got me doing it. We're not gonna talk about college, but that shit was crazy. Another good one, Scarface. Scarface. It's a really good movie. Not one of my favorites. That's why I didn't really make my top 5. But it also a lot of good scenes, a lot of good lines. If you ever listen to any rapper, they pretty much, adore this movie. At least rappers early 2090s, stuff like that. So Scarface, if you haven't seen Scarface, if you haven't seen any of these movies, definitely check them out. They're definitely worth a watch. Really good gangster movies. And if you have any other movies that you like, that you care for, please definitely let me know in the comments. So I haven't watched all of them either. So let me know so I can check those out. The 2 movies that I mentioned earlier that I don't care for, that I feel like really bad, Godfather 3. Godfather 3, it still has good scenes. It still has good lines. The 2 things that I think that are wrong with the movie, the storyline with his nephew trying to smash his daughter. Like, the incest storyline was weird. Maybe I need to go back and watch it again, but I've read other reviews on people and they was like that was one of the issues with it, and the incest storyline was just weird. It was just crazy. And then on top of that, the music in the movie. Whoever scored this movie, I feel like they was trying to fuck it up. it plays like a comedy. The music in the first two movies is part of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it plays and it lets you know that this is serious. Even and it has a tone of serious and dark. Even on some of the more upbeat music, still has a tone of we're still in the middle of something serious. Anything could pop off. It gives you that feel. In Godfather 3, the music is just playful. It's comedic. It's cartoonish. It's really weird. The way they did the music in the third movie. And the third movie could have been, I don't want to say really dark, but it's the way based off how the music set it up. It should have been like that. It was definitely a darker movie than what the music made it seem. So Godfather 3, definitely the worst out of the trilogy. Damn near to the point where I wish it wouldn't have been made. But you definitely still watch it. You have to, if you're gonna watch the first two, you gotta watch the third one just to see how all this shit ends. But the third one to me was just really not a good movie. This one I don't feel like it was a bad movie. I felt it was just dumb. It's just dumb. And this is Shadows. Shadows, really good movie, really good gangster film. A lot of memorable lines, take the what and leave the what. Like, come on, man. Mad Max, they got great characters. Good movie, but it don't make sense. It's the dumbest movie ever. How can you allow 3 dudes to come back and fuck up your whole empire? You know what I'm saying? They come in, they extort this dude for his money. They want a piece of his business. They robbing people, taking it. And you got all these killers around you, all these killers, but you don't do nothing to them, to the people that's caused you the trouble. You actually kill people around them. Like they're at a party together, right? Send them champagne and all this stuff. You can see them, like he sees them there. They gonna talk to another dude, or a dude come over and talk to them, and they, show him love, or he shows them love. He walks off. Instead of him sending his mans to go kill them 3, he sends them to go kill the dude that they were just talking to. Like, that don't even make sense. If I got this firepower, why not use it? You feel me? Like, it's fucked up what them did to Wayne, right? Fucked up what them did to Wayne. But it just took so long for them to do it. Like, that's just dumb. Basically, you can tell it's just a movie at some point. It's, to me, in gangster movies, you want a little bit of realistic, something that could possibly happen. Like, this could never happen. Like, you're not gonna have 3 people causing you problems and you kill everybody around them except for them 3. Like, them 3 is untouchable for some reason. That's what made Shadows not a bad movie, but a dumb one. It's one of the dumbest gangster movies ever. That's really all I had to say about my favorite top 5 gangster movies and all that. Before I go, just take a shot. It's been a long month, long year, a lot going on. I took a shot of Uncle Nearest once, but don't really want a shot of the Unc. Today I want a shot of the Crown. Give me a shot of the old Crown Royal. They call me the Crown Royal King. And I'm gonna take me a shot real quick. Oh, should have had this already called up. Cheers to the skyline and everybody under it. Skyline Republic, only heavens above it. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in. If you would, comment, talk about your favorite movies, what you think about my favorite movies. If you have any discussions about, what I said about Godfather 3 or Shadows, I normally get a lot of comments about Shadows, but I definitely like to talk to people in my comments and everything, so definitely let me know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. This has been your boy True McFadden. True Be Talking, and I'm out.
Oh, it's good. Kick it!
In my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, thinking of ways to get paid. Man, ain't no feelings involved. I got no bitch on my mind. I got some stress on my chest. Shit, I got bills and some debt. Sometimes it's hard to feel blessed. I keep my mind on my goals and I keep my eyes on the prize. I keep a milk chocolate chick with big tits and thick thighs. One roll on the table and I got a glass full of Crown. I gave her vodka and gin. Now all I drink on is